It's time for the Other Three Amigos Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
On this week's episode of the Other Three Amigos Podcast, we await the results from the lab from Scotty's test tubes. We discuss Wayne's massive horn for Barry Robson. Is Mpongo the new fan favourite? Decky gets all hot and bothered. Will Shamrock do the SB of the Week three-peat? And there's a purple monkey as well. All of this and more, including your mailbag and reviews and previews, on this week's episode of the multi-award winning Other Three Amigos Podcast. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 6, Episode 330 of your multi-award winning podcast. Throw us a 5-star rating on whatever podcast platform you're listening in on. Dan Casey here, and I'm joined by my other two amigos. They are Declan McCormack and Wayne Mullins. I'm trying to hurry this up. Love Island is on in an hour and 20 minutes. The final. Wayne, can you believe we're here, man? What a night.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. I've got the beers ready, the popcorn ready. Let's do it.
Decky, what's your feelings on Love Island? Who do you think's going to win it?
How can you have a final of a show that is basically soft porn? I mean, Shamrock Rovers are probably watching, but I don't understand it. I've never seen it, and I'm happy in my world.
Will you be interested? There's the Shell's goalkeeper. What's his name? Scott Van der Sluis.
What's his name? I know his name rolls off my tongue so fast.
Van der Sluis.
Yeah, he's on it. The ex-Duffer got rid of him after he wanted to go on Love Island, wasn't it?
And then the big Cork City influence of Jack Keating, Rory's cousin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why not join us on Patreon for more great insights like this? Patreon.com/SoTap. €5 a month to join. You know the crack at that stage. Also delighted to have NordVPN as sponsors of the podcast. You've one more week after today, lads, to renew your contract. Sign up for 4 bonus months at nordvpn.com/SoTap. You're helping the pod and you get something back, including your 30-day money-back guarantee. Apart from the Love Island shit, Decky, how was your week in general? How are you getting on?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we won away, which is absolutely amazing. Hasn't happened in a long, long time, so that's good. Can't complain about life in general, Dan, you know. Had sausages at one stage during the week, dipped them in eggs, and everything was glorious, you know.
Wayne, how did you get on? You were on holidays last week. What were you up to?
I took time off to watch the Winter Olympics.
Fair play to you.
I watched about 9 hours a day. It was great. The Irish fellas did very well. There was one fella, the last guy on, what day is today? Today is Monday, so Saturday night. So it's Friday night. He finished 8th in the ski half-pipe.
Yeah.
So, pretty impressive.
Fair play to him. I interviewed him. He's not from Dublin. Have you heard the accent? I was there interviewing him, and I was like, how did this all come to be? And he was on about, I haven't been to Ireland in a long time, but my dad's a landlord, and he visits a good few times a year. And I was like, that's not how you ingratiate yourself to the Irish public.
8 no success, lads, is it?
In the Winter Olympics, I think it is, yeah. Out of, 40 people, considering we've no ice or snow in this country, I would say it is, yeah.
Well, there was Cormac Comerford representing us from a dry ski slope. That's how he was training. He's from Wicklow.
Yeah. That was on CNN and all. They had a big article on Kiltiernan, ski slope.
No ice or snow. Scotty's never spent a day in Boeing anyway during the winter, that's for sure.
You know what I mean? We've no rinks or... This one we should have is an ice rink in Ireland, a proper one, not the shitty little ones that you put... A proper rink where you have, like Belfast Giants have in the Odyssey. And you could do speed skating, you could do ice hockey, all that kind of stuff, you know?
All right. Well, we'll keep it in mind. And we'll drive it on to Academy Watch. The Academies were back in action again. The under-20s, they were beaten 3-0 by Pats, but the under-17s had a positive result, and they beat Limerick 6-0. On the women's side of the house, they were out in friendly action against Athlone. Decky 3-0 against Athlone. I know, probably one of the top teams in the country, but still not a great start to your season.
The top team in the country. Look, it's pre-season, Dan, and that's not a game I would expect City to ever win, to be honest with you. They played UCD during the week. Not UCD, UCC during the week. They won that game pretty comfortably. Look, it's an exceptionally young team. there has been investment there because coaches are getting expenses and things like that. So for those who only think that investment is around signing players, that's not the case at all, and we all need to bear that in mind. But look, we'll see what the season brings when the season starts, but it does look like it's going to be another long, tough season for the women's side of the club.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that one throughout the year. It's time to get into Commie Watch.
Commie Watch with Ivan Draco on the Other Three Amigos Podcast.
Probably the one toe tap jingle that still has never gotten old. It's the signing in Douglas Shopping Centre with Hans Pongo, Rory Keating and Conor Drynan. And Wayne, I know you're trying to get your young fella into City, and I know he's becoming a fairly diehard City fan now, I think.
He is,
Did you take himself to go meet the lads?
I didn't. I probably should have. It was Conor Brann, actually, wasn't it? Not Conor Drynan, I think. I probably should have, because he loves Pongo. But his favourite player is Rory Feely. I've no idea why.
Jesus, is your young fella Philip Long?
I know, it's bizarre. He supported Ipswich first, and now his favourite player is Rory Feely. I have no idea. Look, I don't know. Bad parenting. I don't know.
What did you make of the setup? I know this has been a bit of a bugbearer for you down through the years. It was still kind of the table out in the middle of the hallway.
It was, but it was in the middle of the hallway, which is good because there's a lot of passing people. You know, it wasn't stuck inside, which I kind of thought it might be. It's better not having it. Just the olden days was a table with a flag over it. It just looked cheap. This is meeting players. Like, they're not going to have a fancy table. I kind of understand that.
Decky, have any thoughts on this one? You didn't think about heading off to Douglas to meet Keith, did you?
No, I didn't. It's a fantastic. Look, this stuff is fantastic. Kids. It's like there's no way it can be criticised. It can only be commended, and hopefully they do more of it and different players the next time. You know, it's great to see Keats out there, out and about. Hans is obviously new to the club. Conor Brann, goalkeepers are always kind of, I don't want to say they're forgotten about, but you know what I mean? Like, in terms of the star players and the players that the kids love, like it's the strikers or the right back stroke centre backs if you're Scotty's young fella. But Scotty loves a 0-0 then, so I can see where the influence is coming from as well, like, you know. But I thought it was pretty cool with the goalkeeper, with like Conor Brann. There was at least one young fella with a set of goalkeeper's gloves, getting them signed by Brann, you know. So, like, this stuff is fantastic, and the more of it that happens, the better, you know, 100%.
There used to be problems a few years ago, when the players didn't want to do extracurricular activities. You know, I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Now it's brilliant to see, and like, you know, it's good for the players too to see that there's a fan base out there that adore them, like.
Yeah, like the standard PFAI contract, they only work so many hours a week, which includes travel to a game on Friday and training. Players can't be bound to do anything outside of that. So when they do things like this, my understanding is it's on their own time, and it's because they want to, you know. And as I said already, it's fantastic, and it's fantastic. Like, we all know the kids don't care that we're in Division 1. The kids don't care that Dermot Usher is this, or the fan base, or that, or the MFA, or the other thing. The kids don't care. All they know is that here are the lads I go to see on a Friday night. They score goals, they keep clean sheets, they win matches, and that's what it's all about for a 7 or an 8-year-old. Like, you know, like Scotty's young fella loves Hans Pongo, loves Rory Feely. He's not yet at the stage where he absolutely hates the football club like his father does, you know. It will come, but leave him enjoy his formative years the same way we did back in the day, like, you know.
And that's why I'm optimistic and happy in the last few weeks, because I'm seeing it through his eyes as well.
Well, you were saying this is kind of going on from your point. You tweeted about us as the 5th time caller in. You spent, was it the 140 quid on jerseys, programs, and that was all down to getting the kids inside in the stadium?
If it was 25 quid, I would have gone myself. You know what? I probably wouldn't have actually gone at all. If it kept the same price at €25, I wouldn't have gone. So instead, I got there was 3 dads, 3 kids. You got chips, programs. One of them got a jersey. So there was I think it was 147 quid or something we spent between the 3 of us, which wouldn't have happened last year, and wouldn't have happened if it was €25 for one ticket. So it does show that yeah, the crowd wasn't amazing last week, but it would have been a lot worse if it was 25 euro to get in. Because I wouldn't have paid 35 quid for two of us to go in. No way. And I wouldn't have gotten non-City fans to go either. They're not City fans, like.
Did you get the chance to test tube the toilets in the cross when you were there? I
tested the ones under the Donny Ford because I wasn't in the shed. The little man did say, the state of that. That wasn't the urinal. I couldn't see the urinal, but it's definitely cleaner than under the shed. That's 100%. But that speaker system, like, that falls. Someone could die, like. I'm not exaggerating, like. You know, I could cut him open, like. And it's just... It's Munster Football Association Turner's Cross Stadium. This is nothing to do with Dumbarton. It's nothing to do with Cork City. There's parts of that stadium are an absolute disgrace. Thanks. What would you see? You've dragged me in here now to be all happy.
What was the first thing you change? What would be the first thing you change?
Do you know what? I'd make it more accessible. Like, even queuing for the chips, like, around the back. And I've never bought chips in the Donny Ford. But Jesus, it's like it's a disaster waiting to happen. Like, you know, there's people queuing to the Jacks, there's people going for chips, there's people walking around. It's bedlam, like.
Yeah, that corner
that
there.
That speaker system sorted out. I mean, how is that not been sorted? The Jacks clean. This sign went up saying, there's urinals on the way. Fucking clean them. Like, if you'd done your job last year, this wouldn't have happened. It's as simple as that. This is down to the Munster Football Association. They have their name on the stadium now. I'm actually going to apologise to Cork City and Dermot Usher for blaming them last year because it was not their fault. It's careful the words I'm using. This crowd is who's at fault, and there's plenty of health and safety issues, in my opinion, in that stadium.
There we go.
And if you don't want to be killed, Dan, don't forget that.
But you know what I mean? No, it's that speaker falls on someone's head. You know what I mean? We'll put you under it. We'll cut the cord and see what happens. Right? If you die, you die. If you don't, I was wrong. Okay, you can come back and say I was wrong.
You put me under it, Dermot Usher will cut the cord for you. You won't have to cut it at all. You know.
I think the most important thing here is I have apologised to the club for something. Okay, let's all just take a moment and embrace that. Okay.
He's like Alex Ferguson. He could have killed the lad. Transfer deadline, is it up tonight or was it yesterday?
Does that have to come out now because it's my opinion, or does it kind of stay in? Like.
Fuck it, it'll stay in. Decky, no surprises anyway that we weren't getting anyone in the door after AJ came in last week.
No. Yeah, like Scotty's just apologised. So it's apologised to the club for blaming them in the wrong last year. On this issue, which is something I had a major problem with last year, I find it astonishing that since Barry Robson came in, we signed one player, and that's Bridge. One player since Barry came in. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense in terms of how football normally works when a new manager comes in. We've only signed 3 players all off season. Like, you know, we've signed Niall O'Keefe, we've signed Bridge, and we signed... Oh, Christ, my head's gone completely. Who's the third?
Pongo.
Hans and Pongo. Oh, Christ almighty. Lads, I need a break. Yeah, so we've signed the 3 of them. And that's all the business we've done? Like, it's
well, I feel like they acted like Shawnee was a signing basically in that as well.
Yeah, but like if Rovers had given us 100,000 for Shawnee, they'd have horsed them out the fucking door as fast as they possibly could. And don't let anybody tell you any differently. And just because they gave him an extra year, that is, you see, the extra year for Shawnee, I think, and this is my personal opinion, is brilliance from Simon Grayson. It's brilliance from Barry Robson. Because they go to Usher, especially Grayson, and say, look, all right, the Shawnee thing, there's a lot out there that you wanted rid of him and he didn't want to go and everything else. But you can turn this into a big positive with the fan base. Give him an extra year. Now that he's not going, then lock him down for another year. And Dermot listens and the club do it. And it looks great and the fan base go fantastic, brilliant. And everybody just moves on, as we all should. And that's brilliant. That's fantastic. We've signed 3 players and like the squad just is nowhere near deep enough. But we'll get away with it because it's the first division. And I don't know if any of you heard Tommy Barrett on LOI Central last week. after they had played us, and Dan and Johnny were speaking to him, and he was asked, like, Cork City win the division, and he was like, yeah, but they only have 14 or 15 players, and after that they're really into the unknown. But for them not to win the division will require 4 big injuries all at the same time, and all for a decent length of time. But like other teams, other managers, they all know that we'll get away with it. But the question is, should we be in this position? Personally, I don't think we should be. It's very similar to how we went into last season. Very similar to how we went into the season before. We talk about learning lessons. And just questions. I had a look at a couple of the questions, and just somebody asked a question later on, and we'll get to it about the window in the summer window, and do we have confidence that the club will act in that window? How can you have confidence? Do you know what I mean? They're asking us to throw aside everything that we've seen and everything that we know since this ownership group came in, and believe that something different is going to happen in the future. And to do that, you have to cast aside everything, as I said, that you've seen already. And that's very difficult to do. So no, I have no confidence that come the summer, there'll be 4 or 5 Premier Division ready players brought in, because I just don't see it. There's nothing there that says this will happen. We're playing 7 young pros, I presume minimum wage or close to minimum wage, which is fine. But they can't be the cornerstone of the backups. And you mentioned the under 20 game earlier on, Dan, and we didn't discuss it. But that under 20 game, like Niall O'Keefe started, Matty Kiernan started, Brodie Lee started, Young Downing started. There was loads of them started out of that team, and they were beaten handily by St. Pat's. And you're kind of going, well, are Pat's under 20s that good? Or is this an indication that maybe we're not as strong depth-wise as we believe we are? Like, Ike started, Young Downey started, Niall O'Keefe started, Matt Murray started, McCormick, who's another one of the young lads who got a pro deal, Brodie Lee started, Benji got started. All these lads are... Like, that to me was a very strong under-20 side. Now, maybe the Pats, I know nothing about the Pats under-20 team. Maybe it's an incredibly gifted side. But it just feels like that under-20 team should have been fucking better than getting hockeyed by Pats 3-0 at home. And again, like, maybe I'm going off in tangents now that I'm just getting myself into trouble for going down those tangents. But we're going to get away with it. But all the indications are that... nothing's changing.
Wayne, do you think this is part of a bit of a plan? There's Barry Robson there. He doesn't strike me as a man who's going to be quiet. He's going to come in the summer window and hopefully then get his Premier Division players in from the UK when they'll be out of contract.
He's only in 6 weeks. How does he know what player to sign in this country? He doesn't, right? So if we did sign 4 players, they'd have to come from either the transfer committee, which has failed in the past, David Myler, Liam Carney. Basically, not his choices. There'd have to be advice from someone else. So the way I'm looking at it is, and this is like a wild hope, right? Imagination that he is just learning the league. He's looking around, saying, "The summer we'll be okay till the summer, and I'll bring these lads in for the Premier." Now I know the last 4 years we thought the same, and it never happened. I just think this is different. He's only in 6 weeks. He couldn't have picked any players to come in. Unless they were out of contract in Scotland or on loan. We should have had maybe 1 or 2 loans more, I thought we would. We didn't. But I think the summer, if we don't get players in the summer, just pack the whole fucking club in. Everything is based on this summer of Barry Robson choosing his own players. I think that's right. I don't want Delaney, Myler, Carney, or a transfer committee choosing his players to bring in. Because it's just the same shit every time. That's my view, hope on it anyway.
But we would have said the same about Tim Clancy. We would have said the same about Jaron Nash. We would have said the same about Alan Healy.
Tim Clancy knows the league, right?
And none of them got the players. So this is what I'm talking about. You're asking, like, Scotty, we have to suspend and forget about everything that we know that's happened in the past to believe in this, as you said, great hope or mythical hope that something's going to be different this time round, and I can't do it. I mean, it's like fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on fucking whoever.
I don't think he comes to Scotland. This is his last chance as well. If he fucks this up, he ain't getting another good big job. I don't think he's coming all the way down here without an assistant to just piss away a first division and win it with 14 good players. I think he has to have guarantees that, look, yeah, I'm not going to spend it now, but when I need it, you better open that checkbook. If he doesn't, I think he'll walk. And then Dermot Usher's in the shit. This is why this is the last shot. I know we've said it every month for the last 3 years. This is really the last shot. Like, if we don't get this summer right, like, I don't know. It has to be Declan. Like, we can't be that stupid 3 times in a row. We really can't be. I don't think Robson would deal with it. Why would he come all the way down here? He could get a job at Stirling Albion or something, who are a similar size to us probably. Why would he come down here?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's all fair enough, but as I said, it's just, for me, it's I just can't. Like,
our level is going to be Conference League at this stage, right? We're Conference, probably even worse. I would say not Conference South. Are we? So he's gone from Aberdeen, which is Championship, finishing third, which is basically like winning the league, let's call it a spade, in Europe, to Wraith Rovers, fair enough, Championship, got sacked. He's dropped a lot to come here. I can't see him doing it when he could just go to Greenock Morton or fucking one of those clubs, Kelty Hearts or something. He might as well go there and do it. The same as doing it here. That's my only logical way of thinking.
Yeah, finding a fair bit out about Scottish football clubs anyway. We had an email in the ToeTap Gmail. Was it a pod at toetap.ie? Or the Other Three Amigos Podcast at gmail.com, rather. Excuse me.
No, it's not. It diverts from ToeTap to the Three Amigos Gmail.
One or the other. It can be both anyway, can't it?
I can, yeah.
It can, yeah.
Sorry.
Dear gentlemen, attached is a string of emails between myself and Cork City regarding fixture clashes. Basically, he goes through the email and the club reply anyway, basically kind of explaining the whole situation a small bit, that they had a positive meeting with their friends at Munster Rugby, and they gave us a list of their fixtures for the season, which the club then supplied to the FAI and requested that the clashes be avoided. And then the FAI advised that they could not accommodate all of these requests, which resulted in a clash that the emailer spoke about. And it's worth noting that the FAI have also to accommodate similar requests from the MFA as stadium owners and also opponent clubs as well, which may go some way to explaining why they cannot accommodate all of our requests. So when judging off of that, there's not really much more the club can do if they're sending in an email or talking to Munster about it.
Like they've done their best. And all they need to know is answer our fucking email we sent them 5 days ago.
What email was that?
About commercial sponsorship. It was a match day sponsorship, wasn't it?
What? Well,
yeah,
I'm going into the Gmail
the
here.
Bray Wanderers game, which is on Friday, the Mullins Derby. I was kind of hoping that I could help sponsor my friends up on the East Coast, but club have ignored us again, which is kind of disappointing. You think after 5 years they get over this, but anyway, they haven't, obviously.
ToeTap were looking to sponsor. Was it a
match ball? A match ball the match or something, wasn't it?
The club sent out an email saying that the match ball sponsorship and the match day sponsorship for the Bray Wanderers game on Friday night were still available. We replied saying we'd be happy to. I would have covered both, but we would have been happy to be involved and
Let me read it out.
Offer. Well, yeah, sure, why not too.
Dear, I'm not going to put the name of the person or the club or we know it's Cork City. Anyway, thank you for your email regarding sponsorship opportunities that have the Bray Wanderers game on Friday, the 27th of February. The Other Three Amigos podcast would be delighted to support the club by sponsoring this match and are happy to work together with the club in any way going forward. We look forward to hearing from you. Kind regards, ToeTap. Period.
No answer.
Look, when money isn't an issue, you don't have to reply to things like this.
I know, but it was an olive branch. Like, there was no piss takes or anything, and it's kind of annoyed me now that I'm barred or bothered.
Well, how likely did you think it was going to be as the premium package
what?
includes
it doesn't take,
6 hospitality tickets?
Whatever annoyance you have with people, right? All you got to do is reply going, thanks for email. we'll keep you in our thoughts. Instead of ignoring it, it's just, again, we're always getting battered with this lack of respect and, not real journalists. There's only one group of people lacking respect here, and it ain't fucking us, okay?
How likely do you think it is that ToeTap are going to get their logo featured on the front of the matchday programme, the social media, an engraved glass presentation made to you on the pitch at halftime, and a photograph of the presentation shared across all Cork City FC social channels?
It just proves that we're a bigger, better podcast, isn't it?
I suppose so. Jealousy is an awful disease, Wayne Mullins.
I know. It's all a bit. On a serious note, though, we generally did want to do it. Do want to do it still. Jesus, there's no skull. To be honest, all my anger is aimed towards another group, which is fairly obvious now. And I have a bit of a love-in with Barry Robson. I'm loving going to games.
I was going to say,
there's no piss takes in this. We might change our logo to 2 golf clubs and stuff. That's what it really like.
All right, well, we're moving on to Wayne's absolute horn for Barry Robson. The youths of Wexford 1, City 4. Wayne, what's this? You're catching a few, I don't know, pelters online for your thoughts on Barry Robson.
Yeah.
What's this about?
I just don't see a reason to be attacking him after 6 weeks. Not attacking him, but kind of just give the guy a chance. He's come in, he's on his own. His assistant manager isn't even with him. Never probably even heard of any League of Ireland players in his life. He's here. I just like the way he talks to people. There's no bullshit. It's straight down the line. I think he'll cut you in 2 seconds if you fucking go near him in a bad way. And I just think we're en route to 100 goals and 102 points, lads.
You're basically kindred spirits there, naming out everything you just said.
I just think that I give him a try. I'm enjoying it. I mean, look, I know it's just got to do with the little fella going to games and stuff, and I suppose I'm back into the little dreamy land of being a 7, 8, or 9-year-old again. But we haven't got Jordan Ash, and I wake up every morning and I pray and I thank God that he's gone. We have a chance of this guy coming in. He could be shit, but you know what? It's something different. It's change. Yeah. Give it a chance, lad. It's 6 weeks. 6 weeks he's been here. Give it a chance.
Decky, what are the biggest differences in that performance from that one to the one against Treaty the week before?
Scotty hit it in the head there with one word he used. It was enjoyable. It was like we haven't won games of football in so long that when you win them and you win them back to back, and as poor and all as the Treaty game was and the performance, we still won it in the 92nd minute, and then you go to Wexford and there was a little bit of trepidation. They beat Cove 3-0 and, but what we had said in the pod last week was that they would give us chances and we would take them. And we're 1 up in 8 minutes, We're 2 up inside, 14 minutes? And the game's over. At that stage, it's over. And it's then it's just enjoyable. It's just the away fans are enjoying themselves. The people at home are enjoying themselves. It's different. It just feels different. Now, listen, I know it's the first division, but can we spend all season saying it's the first division, or do we just take it as it is? And we know what's coming in 12 months' time. We know that there has to be a summer window, and we can deal with all that shit when it comes. And there's probably a time for everybody's mental well-being where we just go, do you know what? It is what it is now. Let's fucking enjoy the games. And Friday night was very enjoyable. And we can come on here and talk about Bridge giving the ball away and Kelleher running in quicksand and whatnot. But we won 4-1. It's direct. It's fast, as Keating said.
Beautiful.
It's not long ball with no purpose. It's not kicking it long for the sake of kicking it long. Jack Charlton, put him under pressure, get him turned and play it in the final third and squeeze him as much as he can. It's far more nuanced than that. It's not knock it around the back continually like a lot of teams do. It's yes, the back three were knocking it around, but they always wanted to get it wide to Fitzpatrick or get it wide to Hands. And then they had a simple job of get the ball in the box. You had Keating, you had Shawnee, you had, as we saw with the penalty, young Killian Murphy getting there from midfield. and they were causing Wexford issues. And look, I mean, Hans' goal is
unbelievable.
It's impeccable. Like it's just a fucking superb finish. No, I have to say that the likes of Johnny C, Pat Morley, Rory Keaton, Shawnee Maguire, all the great strikers we've had down through the years, none of them could have played the 1-2 the way the Wexford fucking player played it for Hans. Like, I mean, it's the most impeccable layoff you will ever see in your life. So fair play to him for his part of it, you know. But it's a fantastic finish, and you know, what confidence must that give Hans then? You know, first goal, it's like that. It's top corner from, you know, the edge of the box. It's very, very good, and it's a good start. We'll beat Bray on Friday night. We'll go down and we'll win in Cove, and as we said last week, we'll have 12 points from 12. The nearest will probably have 7, and for all intents and purposes, the division will be over after 5 games. Unless what Tommy Barrett speaks of happens, where we get 4 major injuries and they're all out at the same time for 3 months. Do you know?
When Hans and Pongo going to be a big fan favourite, I know he is with your young fella, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I think it was a great goal, as Stecky said. Like, I do feel he gets caught in a corner sometimes. He's trying to get. He's more of a striker than a winger, though, isn't he?
Yeah, and he was playing wing back.
Yeah,
like I'm not sure as a wing back
too much. Like, yeah, he scored a goal, and like he'll walk to sleep. I think next season, I'm not sure it'll work. He's decent for this league, but you can see he's a striker. He's a guy who runs from deep, and he reminds me of Daniel Atkinson, right? Remember him from Villa years? You might remember him, Dan. Becky might remember him. Runs from deep and unleashes a thunder bastard in top corner. That's the kind of player I think he is.
What was it you said? Sorry,
Daniel Atkinson.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I remember Daniel.
He's a bit like, it reminds you of him. Like but I don't see him as a wing back. But again, he's fine for this league. And look, it's his second game. I think he's done very well. A lot of players have started for us after 2 or 3 games. They've just been lost, and he isn't. So fair play to him. And I'm excited. I am. I know it's mad. I think the reason I'm not pissed off is because when we went down first year, it was a novelty, right? The second year then, we said, we're going up. It was still a novelty. The second time we went down, everyone was very angry because of what happened in Waterford, or happened in Tala against Waterford. I think this year, because we had the cup final, and because we Nash, who was useless, we knew we were going down, and it didn't we kind of dealt with it last year. So I think that's why there isn't as much anger this year, and people are just like, nah, let's just enjoy it. I think that's the difference between the 3 relegations, and that's where I am. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just kind of like, fuck it, we're here now. Let's just get it done and dusted. Like,
what's your opinion on Cillian Murphy? Made a big impact since he's come into this team.
He did, but does it matter if we don't tie him down with a contract? It's like, I put a post on the forum, was it between Uma, Dunn, Moore, and who's the other guy? The 4, Cathal O'Sullivan. Between the 4 of them, we probably made 100 grand maximum. Decky, do you think?
More, but they.
Is it even 150
tiny
grand?
Tiny percentages of what they.
Yeah. So what's the point in him playing him at 16 for 20 games in a season? If we're going to lose him for pittance anyway, yeah, great to see. Like, fantastic player. But unless we get $500,000 for him, which he will go eventually, he'll be gone in 2 years, even less. It's just like we're getting excited again, like Cathal O'Sullivan, and I'm going to just piss off in 2 years for pittance. So yeah, great player. Fantastic cross for the goal for Maguire, wasn't it?
Maguire. Yeah.
I think he's got a great future, but from a Cork City fan's point of view, I just don't. It's just he'll be gone for pittance again, and that annoys me.
See,
when are we going to learn that we need to start getting these players on? You said it last week in the pod, didn't you? Was it you said it last week that you tied a player down to big money?
Yeah,
he needs to be on. I'm going to say a figure. I think he should be on $1,000 a week. Maybe not $1,000, 800, right, to $1,000, because you want to keep him here for 2 to 3 years, and every time he plays 20 games a season or something, you up it by 20%. You give him a 20% yearly wage raise. And by the time he's leaving, he may be on ridiculous money, but we will then get ridiculous money. You have to back... If we think he's that good to start at 16, you have to give him a 3-year deal and give him $1,000 a week, give him accommodation, and make him feel like a professional footballer. So he doesn't have to go to fucking Yeovil Town or Sheffield Wednesday or fucking Bradford City. Preston North End, like, come on, like... Preston North End. Stay here for another season and get a proper move. It's ridiculous what he's done. Anyway, but
Preston are a fucking championship club.
They are, but they could be relegated this season. I'm just saying, give the guy proper money and make him wait here and get a proper club.
The idea that Preston are the proper club is my
maybe.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
He could have had bigger clubs. He had Palace at one stage, and I just think he's kind of panicked and gone for it. That's my view on it. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying if we have 2 or 3 players, give them the money. I'm telling you, Dermot, you get the money back.
Preston are 10th in the table and knocking on the door of the playoff places there anyway. But look,
all right. The point I was making.
I know what you mean. Don't go into
the
England
name sounds like a shit club. Preston North End. Who wants to go to fucking live in Preston? Anyway.
Decky, how are you dealing with the Cillian Murphy situation?
How am I dealing with it? Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
If you were the club.
If I was the club, sorry. Okay. Like what I said last week, I would give him 3.5 years. I would do what Scotty said. Year 1, you give him this when he's 16. Then when he's 17 in year 2, you give him, Scotty's telling him, take the grand. Then you give him 1,500. Then you give him $2,000. When he's 18 and he has a 1.5 years left in his contract and he goes to England or he goes to Europe for $1 million or $1.5 million or $2 million or whatever it might be, or maybe unfortunately he's broke his leg and he never plays again. But they're the chances you take. You have to, this is professional football, and this is where Shamrock Rovers are leaving everybody else for dead. But Rovers can do it because of the European money, but they keep churning out young fellas. And they'll keep returning to Europe to get more European money because they're investing the money well. We don't have the European money, but we've all been told money isn't an issue. So it's time to start doing it. And like Scotty there, I said I can't get my head around the transfer window because it's always been done badly. This is another area that's been done poorly for the last number of years. By the club. And again, I have no belief that it's going to change. And the only way I will ever have belief that it's going to change is when I see it changing. And up until the point that they do something that they haven't done before, and you would hope that Barry Robson and Simon Grayson would say, no, this is the way you have to do it, and do it the way Scotty has said it there, then until that happens, you can't have any confidence that it will change. You can only have hope. And there's a big difference between the two. Well, look, Cillian's fantastic. Can I just say, and I know I said this last week again, but that free kick that Cillian took for Shawnee's goal, right? Greg Bolger is standing next to him. Now, look, Greg is 37. There aren't many players in this league when they retire will have the legacy in the league that Greg will have. There aren't many players who will have the legacy at Cork City that Greg will have. Greg is doing an unbelievable job of ensuring a part of his legacy is the development of Cillian Murphy. Because Scotty will tell you this, Dan. When the two of them are standing over that free kick, one is 16 and one is the 37-year-old season pro. The number of 37-year-old season pros who say to the 16-year-old, you take that free kick, you could count on 2 fingers, I'd imagine. But Greg did it. He did it last week when Cillian came on. He gave up the free kicks. He gave up the set-piece situations. And he gave them to the young fella. And on Friday night, as the two of them were standing there, I was going to my own head, Greg's going to take this one. It's the most logical thing. Next thing, Cillian puts a brilliant ball in. And Shawnee with a fantastic header. We're 2-0 up. And everybody's walking away and hugging Shawnee and hugging Cillian. And my thought is, this is fucking Greg Bolger. This is what he does. This is his legacy. This is what he's going to leave us. He's going to spend a year helping develop this kid into making him 2 or 3 times the player he was when the season started. And I just hope that people recognise that. And I hope Greg, in the years to come, if Cillian does go on and has a brilliant career, I hope Greg will get the credit that 2 games are already showing he deserves for helping Cillian to find his feet and mature and possibly become the player that we all hope that he can become. And it's small things, Dan. It's only small things. It's just like that. You take
a free kick. Small things make the big things easy.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah, it's huge.
Where's Matt Murray in all of this? He was showing a lot of excellence when he was coming on last season in the Premier, but no. First division.
Where do you play him though? He's not a wing back. Like, he's a player that attacks fullbacks. Like, he just doesn't fit there. I don't think in this 3-4-5, 3-4. Jesus, 3-5-2, 3-4-2, whatever it is. 3-5-2. That's it. I just don't see where he fits, and that's the problem. He just needs to change his game. Maybe, I don't know.
Decky, do you think we'll see more of him in time? Surely.
Do you know when a new manager comes into a club and there's always a player that you had high hopes and they just don't fit the manager's plans and hopefully that's not the situation Matt finds himself in. It's pretty clear that Barry Robson has no time for Niall O'Keefe. Do you know what I mean? Hasn't gotten a look in, hasn't got a minute, has started the under-20 game the other day. I think the big thing for Matt Murray's situation was when he took off Shawnee the other night and brought on Conor Drynan. Like, we were 4-1 up, and that was an opportunity to give Matt Murray minutes. And he went with Conor Drynan, and you're kind of going, oh, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. No, it also often happens that through training and through under-20 games and whatnot, a player changes a manager's view of them and changes a manager's opinion over time. Or there's a couple of injuries, and Matt has to play, and all of a sudden he has a couple of good games, and Barry Robson completely changes his thinking. But for the moment, it does look like that Matt maybe isn't a player that Barry has taken a fancy to. But it's only 2 games in, and there's ample opportunity, hopefully, for him to change what appears to be the manager's thinking.
Okay. Happy enough with the Youths of Wexford review. We'll move on to the mailbag.
It's all very positive, lads. I'm not liking it.
I'll get you going on the Munster Fishing Alliance again, and you'll be... Bloodlust will be out. All right, I think that concludes...
Can we just talk about Keith's goal for a second? Just to say, like, that obviously there was some different interpretations of his goal last week, but this week there was no...
so it was his goal. Nice you admitted it, finally admitted it. Like,
no room for ambiguity. What's that? What?
I said you finally admitted it was a goal he scored last week.
He didn't score. It was a fucking clear touch.
Did you see the picture I sent? It clearly shows the goalkeeper's behind the line when it hits him.
Scotty, you took a still off a thing when the ball's already in the back of the net. The ball comes off the post.
No. The ball has hit the keeper when he's...
the ball comes straight out off the post and it hits the keeper. The keeper's 2 feet off the line when the ball hits him.
No, take it again. I went through it slow motion on my little movie maker thing on my laptop. I checked it.
Okay.
It was just a second it hit him.
Look at the one the club put out from the side view, the sideline view. It's clear as day the ball comes 2 feet back off the ball. Anyway, look, here, it's done and dusted. The Wexford defending for that goal was brutal. Shawnee, nice pass. But it's a clinical finish from Keith. It's a great finish. And he's up and running now. So hopefully it continues.
I'm kind of annoyed, though, we didn't do the whole Keating love-in on Instagram after the game, which... disappointing in Kerry. Like, he should have taken over and done that. We usually throw up a few Boys On songs.
Boys On.
Yeah, we always do. Like, and I was disappointed there was no Keating love on Friday night. We're back this week though, so if he scores again,
back on the vodka this week. No,
12 hits of Boys On Friday night, lads.
All right, and that concludes the first half toe tapper. But stay with us as we'll have the mailbag as well as your SB of the week to come. Don't go anywhere.
Exciting.
Hey there, Toe Tapper. This podcast is sponsored by NordVPN, and we have a deal of a lifetime. So listen up. Are you still surfing the web with all your personal info hanging out? That's like going to Fountainstown with your Mickey dangling for all to see. But fear not, my digitally exposed friend. NordVPN is here to hide your pecker. With NordVPN, you can cloak your online presence faster than the club counts gate receipts. Say goodbye to those pesky ad trackers and hello to streaming shows from all over the globe. Want to watch a dodgy stream without it buffering? NordVPN might just make it happen. And hackers trying to steal your data? They'll have better luck finding Kimberly Mikado in the tea room. NordVPN's got more layers of security than the VIP section on match day. So, what are you waiting for? Get NordVPN today and surf the web with style, security, and a sprinkle of quirkiness. Go to nordvpn.com/ToeTap for our exclusive deal. It's practically free. You miserable.
All right, welcome back to part 2, Toe Tapper. It is time for your mailbag.
Postman pattern in black and white cat.
Right enough.
See, he's trying to cut it earlier every week as he's trying to do.
Next week will just be last week. So I was like, okay, 5 seconds now is enough.
We're going to our Patreon questions first. Sean O'Sullivan went up to Wexford on Friday to watch the match and have a look at their toilet situation at full time. Went in and was surprised to see full rolls of toilet paper, Wayne's getting a horn, still there. The walls were painted, but the cubicles were clean, way better than the MFA toilets at home. I'll rate Ferry Carrick Park Toilet a 7 out of 10.
Oh, we should do toilet watch every week.
Do it like a table.
We need a jingle. We need a jingle.
It's now Sean's responsibility to email in every week his marks for every toilet. You know,
we could
whether
do
he's
an
there or
MVP.
not, he's got to get somebody to send him pictures or something and mark them off the pictures.
That's a great idea.
Do you know?
Anthony Falvey asks two-part question. 1, who would win in a cage match between Kerry and Dominic?
Kerry'd run away, wouldn't he?
Dom, I'd say, yeah. I'd say Dom.
Kerry'd take advantage of the wrestling knowledge and pretend to hit him. So, and 2, what sides of the bed do Decky and Barry sleep on? Wayne be
I
getting
don't know what
jealous.
side of the bed Barry sleeps on, but if you're standing at the end of a bed looking at it, I'm always sleeping on the left-hand side.
Really?
Always.
I'm always the right.
Well, we'd be okay, so Scott, you and me. We could cuddle all night.
Where do you sleep, Dan?
The right side at the moment, but it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. There you go.
You have to make sure, because once you start in that relationship, it never changes.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
So
that's
make sure you're
spot,
comfortable.
that's your
Like,
side.
if don't do this, it's okay. Like, let her choose. You have to choose, and you pick it.
But
That's
it goes different by like different houses, you know, by different house, by different whatever. Like,
changes
you know.
though. Honestly, I think give it a couple of years, and you'd be like, no, I'm always on the left, I'm always on the right, and you're done then. Like,
Colin Kiley, right lads, I've seen enough. We are winning the league with 100 goals and 100 points.
We are.
So we can swiftly move on to the more important question. How big is the summer window, and do you have faith in a more successful summer window this time? Now Grayson is around. We simply have to get it right this time. Kind of talked about it earlier. Wayne, do you want to take Colin's
I said
question?
my point on it. I'm waiting for explosive things in July. That's it. 1st of July. I'm expecting 4 or 5 players in the door.
Okay. Peter O'Sullivan, question for Wayne. Who is going to lose first?
I've never had a question from me in all this time. Do you realise that? It's the first time someone's asked me a fucking question in a mailbag.
That probably says something about you.
And I haven't seen this question either, so I'm actually I'm quite happy. Who wrote it? Who said it?
Peter Sullivan.
Peter. Oh, I know. Say no him. Fuck's sake.
Surely
I know
Cullen,
him.
yeah, so you know him, so it doesn't count. Cullen Nolan as well, ones don't count. Question for Wayne. Who's going to lose first? The Cork footballers, the Cork hurlers, or Cork City? Are we all going to go unbeaten in the league? Should we just blow the whistle and crown Cork champions of sport, full stop? It's class being from Cork, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. I don't know. Are we winning in the GA? Are we?
We are. We're unbeaten in both hurling and
I
football.
heard Donegal are top of the league, right? Of some league, Alliance division. I heard that in...
We're in
Raiders
Division
this morning.
2, so we're in the first
Mayo
division
beat-
of
Mayo
Gaelic
beat
football.
Monaghan yesterday, am I right?
Was it Monaghan? I think so, yeah. I think you're correct.
See, I'm getting good at this. So where are we?
Jeez, lad,
Where-
you're picking
I know,
up a bit of knowledge.
I see. I have to. I'm involved in it now, and I'm kind of getting sucked into it. So kind of, yeah.
Anyway,
I think, you know what? We're all winners at the end of the day, aren't we?
being from Cork
I
or
hope
just
Cork
individually?
win, because usually I want Cork to lose because it takes the gate from us and it kind of takes all the happiness away from Cork City. But because we're in the first division, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, Cork Gigaboo.
Adrian Long, what length of contract are you giving Killian? Decky.
3.5 years.
Easily.
Sean O'Malley, what was your favourite part of our transfer deadline day business? Hard to choose one, I know. Decky, what was your favourite bit?
Oh, when we signed your man, and then the other fella, what was his name again? And we were in late for the other fella, but it didn't materialise. Yeah, bollocks. Look, it is what it is now. They are moving forward with the squad they have. Let's see where it gets us. I wish I had something quick-witted to say to that, but I just don't.
To our Twitter questions now. When CCFC man asks, do you think Dermot or DU has any thought into the very likely event that Robson goes back to Scotland or to a club in England after walking the First Division? The downside to having a decent pedigree manager in the LOI is much like having a great youth prospect. This is just a stepping stone. Wayne.
Can I answer this one? I don't think there's any point in winning the First Division and leaving. He's going to have to stay for the next season and do something there. I really think if he wins, he stays. The only reason he goes is that he doesn't get what he wants. On the flip, has anyone seen CCFC man's pictures of his TV on Twitter?
No.
Go have a look.
It's in the middle of a forest, is it?
He's got a magnificent plants in front of whatever he's looking at out the window. He's obviously on not a high rise, but what do they call him in Canada? I don't know. But looks lovely, and I'd love to know what kind of plants he has.
Towers? Is that the word you're looking for?
Is it towers? Yeah. No, it looks lovely anyway, and the plants look magnificent. So just thought I'd say that.
Decky, is there danger Robson goes if a big club like Yeovil Town or Preston North End come calling?
Yeovil Town.
There's always that, but I presume he has a contract and he's under contract, and we would have to be compensated and all that. But yeah, it is of course it's a concern, because where do you go next? Do you know? But do we wreck our heads worrying about it, thinking about it? I kind of take Scotty's line and just go, look, he gives the impression of a lad as well who's enjoying himself. Do you know what I mean? He's been welcomed with open arms. Obviously, the fan base are behind him. The players seem to be buying into what he's doing on the training ground. So, do you want to up sticks and move, as you said, to Yeovil or Crawley Town or somewhere? That's probably no nearer to Scotland than what we are. And risk starting all again? For probably the same, because I don't know, I'd imagine he's on a half decent wage here. So fair play to him. He fully deserves it. So yeah, yes, it's always at the back of your mind. Now the question was, do we think Dermot's preparing?
There is no plan B.
Yeah. It would be Simon Grayson who should be preparing, or it would be, whoever's in that role, not Dermot. Dermot shouldn't have any role or say in the future appointment of any manager. In my opinion, of course.
Did we get any compensation for Jernash?
The compensation
he was under contract. He was under contract.
Every fan got their sanity back.
But we should have got compensation if we didn't.
Should have, but I don't know. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. It felt like Jer was being backed, and just as he was leaving for Christmas, just said, "Look, lads, I won't be back." And then did we just release him from his contract, or did the Swedish lads throw a few pound? Who knows? My gut says we probably just released him. And then lo and behold, he showed up in Sweden a couple of weeks later. It's not a coincidence. Nobody will ever convince me that when he quit here and said he wasn't coming back, that he didn't know where he was going to end up. But that's just my opinion, of course.
You think he did know, or he didn't know?
He may not have been. He may not have. He may not have.
Scott Buckley asks, is Cillian Murphy a bigger prospect than Cathal O'Sullivan was seen as? Wayne, I'll go to you since you were on about the Cathal being worth the £1 million transfer.
I think there was more buzz for Cathal because we hadn't had one for a while. But I think it's Cillian Murphy's in a harder position in midfield. I think you can get away with it, young winger. I think it's harder to get away with it if you're 16 and you're a central midfielder. There's a lot more goes on in the middle of the park. You need to do more, know more, understand more, and to be tougher. That's my view on it. I just think it's a harder position to be. It's like a goalkeeper. You don't put a 16-year-old keeper in, but you don't really put a 16-year-old midfielder or centre-back in either, usually.
Jackie.
I think Scotty's right. Playing two completely different positions. Cahill above in Wexford again, cutting in off the wing and bending one with his left foot into the top corner. That's always going to generate more hype because it's a goal and it's a fantastic goal. But City fans will look at Killian and say, yeah, like he won the penalty, he got an assist, he was box to box, he can play as a 6, he can play as an 8, he could probably play as a 10. He's getting forward, he's picking up the positions, he's learning from Greg. He has all the attributes that you'd want a player to have. But I wouldn't say one was a bigger prospect than the other. Hopefully Cahill goes on and has a very, very good career. He needs to recover from his injury. Like, I don't know why Preston haven't announced it yet. I think it was 10 weeks ago now on here. It was before Christmas. We said the Preston deal was done. Then he was in Cork Airport and they put up Carl O'Sullivan is flying to Preston to sign his pro deal with Preston. And Carl is, giving the big smile and the wave to the camera. So it's done. I don't know why it hasn't been announced. Probably because of the injury stuff and whatnot. There's no rush to do it. I don't think there's a need to say that there was a bigger buzz over this one or the other one. It's just hopefully two young lads who both go on and have the best careers they could possibly have.
All right, Garrett, not an advisor. Barry, what's stopping the pod from chatting to Robson outside the grounds and asking him if he would be interested in chatting with the pod? Even just asking him, does he know how big and a hardcore following that the pod and City get?
I'll take that if you don't mind. One thing is time. Like Barry Robson isn't going to be leaving Turner's Cross. He does the post-game, obviously, with the dressing room and that. Then he goes and does the post-game interviews with the media. Then he may do a couple of one-on-ones with media or whatnot. So that's going on for about an hour after kickoff, or after the game finishes, I should say. So 10:15, he's probably leaving Turner's Cross somewhere between 11:15 and 11 o'clock. Like, I know when I used to do the press conferences and I was in there, we'd be leaving and we'd be the last people leaving Turner's Cross. Do you know what I mean? It was late, like, and with all due respect to every toe tapper out there, I'm not standing on the footpath outside for an hour in the freezing cold, hoping that Barry might speak to us. When I know when I know in my heart and soul that he can't. And the other side of that is, I don't want to put him in the position. And that's been genuine. And I don't want to put anybody in Cork City, anybody at the club, in a position. It's why we've never asked the players to speak to us. Do you know? Since we were banned and whatnot. We've never even communicated with a player. Because I don't want, and we don't want players to fall foul of the club. We know some of them listen to the pod. We know some of them don't like it. We know some of them disagree with things we say. We know some of them probably agree with things we say. Whatever. But, like, you can't put club employees in a position where you're publicly asking them to go against their employer's wishes. It's not fair. It's not fair on anybody, and we would never do it. Never done it with the women's team. And, obviously, I'm on the footpath, and I didn't do it much last year, and I probably won't do it much this year, to be honest with you, because it's just fucking, like, terrible shit. Like, we're at home to Shamrock Rovers, the first women's game of the season, and I know Shamrock Rovers don't talk to us, but that was Collie O'Neill, and now James is in there, and he's a different person, and I'll ask in the coming weeks, I'll ask people I know, is there any chance James O'Callaghan will do something after the game? And then I have to say to James O'Callaghan, will he come out onto the footpath outside the fucking ground? It's so fucking disrespectful. Not to us, and I know I've said this, man, I don't give a shit. I'd go down to Fort Island and talk to a fucking monkey in the zoo. Like, I don't care. But to be asking people to come outside the ground, sometimes in the piss and rain and the wind and everything else, and say, like, I know now you're manager of the women's team who are top of the league, or I know now you've just knocked Cork City out of the cup, or Cork City have just knocked you out of the cup, and you want to promote the game, and you want to get your message out there to people who listen to Las Damas, but you're going to have to do it from the footpath outside. It's so fucking disrespectful, not to me, not to Las Damas. It's so fucking disrespectful to the rest of the clubs in the league. And people at Cork City know that. And trust me, they know it. And if they had their way, they'd have no hand, act or part in it. And I'm getting kind of riled up now. But it's one person. And his fucking word is absolute law.
Who's that?
It's the owner. It's the owner. I don't care. I've nothing left to lose. I have nothing left to lose. Do you know? And as long as he goes on with this petty bullshit, nobody thinks, like, the funny thing about it is, nobody thinks Dermot Usher's on the right side of this argument, especially in the women's game. Shelbourne officially complained to the FAI. The FAI made a fucking fool of themselves, in my opinion, in their response to Shelbourne. Nobody in the women's game thinks Cork City's owner is on the right side of this situation, the right side of this argument. But he owns the club. He can do what he wants. Even his employees don't think he's on the right side of it. They know he's not on the right side of it. And they're embarrassed for him. And they're embarrassed for the club that they work for because of the position they find themselves in on a women's match day. And I can't say it any clearer than that. But you know what? It is what it is. And so be it. And, you know, fuck it, I'll wait for Las Damas. Anyway, thanks for that.
No, this is quite good. This is really good. Keep going.
Stop. You get himself into trouble. Edward Creedon. Fair play to all.
Right. I'm just looking at myself in the fucking camera.
Fair play to all who travel Friday. Great atmosphere up there. Early doors, I know, but after 2 games in the summer window, how many signings do we need to make? And how many of the current squad are good enough for Premier in 27? Wayne?
5. We need another centre-back. 2 centre-backs. We need 2 midfielders, centre midfielders. And I think we need a full-back. The quality, I don't know. But look, we definitely need 1 starting centre-back, 1 probably backup, who can play also full-back, actually. 2 centre midfielders. Yeah.
Jackie, your thoughts on it?
Can I just say, Edward, who sent that in, is Mr. Balls to the Wind from the live show. And I met him he came over to me in the pub. I was having dinner before the Treaty game, and he gave me stickers. 4 stickers that have hatched with Balls to the Wind written on each of the stickers, you know. So I still have them below. So someday somebody will go into the urinals in Turner's Cross, and there'll be a Balls to the Wind sticker along the back of the urinal or something. And you can know that it was either myself, Edward, or somebody that he gave the stickers to as well has put it there, you know. But yeah, like, I think bar the front positions and in terms of the summer window, I think you can take any position, bar the striking positions and goalkeeping position, and say, yeah, we need a player there. Genuinely. We won't get them all in the summer, but, you know,
there's no one in that team in defence or midfield who is irreplaceable or indispensable.
Right. Ian Crowley, would you be in favour of MFA Turner's Cross resurfacing to an artificial pitch?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Ian Crowley, how anticlimactic will the big summer window be? Must have been referenced for, I think we already got to that one. Connor K, who on the City squad has the best solo play, and how good is the various toe tap members' technique? Decky.
Sorry, ask that again. Who
on the City squad has the best solo play?
Best solo play? It's obviously Shawnee.
Yeah.
He's light years ahead of everybody else in terms of touch, movement, seeing things. He's seeing things 2-3 seconds before everybody else is seeing them, you know. Shawnee's, as a player, Shawnee's light years ahead. of the rest. But that's no slight on anybody else. Shawnee's an international footballer. Do you know what I mean? He is one of the best the league has produced. Like, I know we keep talking about it, but that 12-month, 6-month spin that he had before he went away, nobody's ever done that. Like your Crows and your Jason Burns and your Morleys and your Caulfields and all this, all great careers, but none of them ever had a spell like that where they just scored goal after goal after goal, week after week after week. You know, it was incredible to watch.
Potentially the best solo play you've seen in Cork.
The best solo play,
Georgie.
Yeah, like there were so many of them. Georgie, yeah, like Georgie was special. Like Georgie, Jesus Christ, poor old Georgie. Like, Georgie was special. Georgie, what a career that man could have had if he just could have kept it together, you know. But yeah, we've had some great players down the years. In this current team, this current squad, I think it's Shawnee without much argument.
And how good is your technique? You also follows it up with.
I was a centre back, boy, and I was a centre back.
How many keep-uppies could you do, lads?
About 20.
I'd say I was about the same in my prime, in my absolute prime.
I reckon I could do 60 or 70.
That's good going.
I think obviously if you're given one shot, I'd probably get 5. Like, but if you're given like 5 minutes to kind of get your shit together, I think I could do 60. We should do it sometime.
To this day.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh no, I'd say I could get
on my day I could do 100 easily, like 150.
You're a man of the continent, to be fair, Wayne.
We should do it. We should go.
December.
We should go into like Patrick Street or something and start soloing and recording it. Is that what these fucking online people do these days? They do kind of.
We should do a bit of solo play on Patrick Street.
Yeah, just see what we get. Throw our bucket hat out and see if we get a few
three wankers on Patrick Street.
No, I think. Come on, you could do more than 20 solos at a ball. Come on, lads, you're not fucking.
Scotty, I was a centre back in a time where our only job was to clear the fucking ball. There was none of this passing centre backs or anything. Clear the ball.
Can you solo with 2 feet? Can you do it with 2 feet?
Get over the line, win a header, crease a fella, you know, whatever. That was my job.
Wait, the solo is the GAT term, surely, as well, Wayne. It's.
No, I mean the solos as in like keep you uppies, like left foot, right foot, left foot,
rubbing
right
off
foot.
on you,
that, like. Huh?
It's rubbing off on you, that gas stuff.
It is, isn't it? A bit, yeah. I know I'll never be.
Lads, do you know what he was on about the whole time, or was he just having me on, like?
What?
Do we have to come back to this for a potential SB of the week? I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was in the running for SB of the week anyway, but...
You? What did you do?
No, not me personally, maybe I am, but the Shamrock Rovers...
This week.
Okay. Philly Crowley, what do you think are the main things City should be focusing on this season to make sure we stay up in 27? Let's just get more players in the fucking door of that quality.
Defensive solidity, like if like you go up and you come back down, not because you can't score goals, you come back down because you can't stop goals going in. And that's what killed us last year. You know, we just conceded too many goals. We weren't great up front, but if you don't concede goals, then one is enough to win a game or get you a point. And I think that's the mentality you have to have. We have to be working towards some kind of defensive system that will allow us to be solid next year and to be as tight as we possibly can at the back. Because that's where it'll all come down to. That's where we will live or die next year, is how good are we at the back.
Ian Crowley, how long will Wayne be on the Barry Robson brigade before it all comes crashing down?
Summer transfer window. No, summer transfer window. If we come out with signing some Keane Coleman or no offense to Keane Coleman, you know what I'm talking about, like Jonas Hackett and that kind of thing in the summer, then it's game over for me. Like
Val Maguire, any update on the men's toilets? Any results from the test tube you sent off to the lab?
Not yet, but we're waiting for the email to come through, so we'll see.
Okay. Probably Fergus asks, With the meet and greet in Douglas attracting a good crowd of kids, etc., what more can/should be done to drive a bit of excitement into the younger fan base? It needs to be seen as a good thing to be supporting the team, like the lads say about getting kids to wear the gear, etc. Wayne, you're the biggest proponent of this.
I think they're doing a good job of it. They've lowered the prices. They've doing the meet and greets. What else can they do? They can't. They've no access to the stadium outside of Munster Football Association Turner's Cross Stadium times. Like, I'd be putting up more stuff for kids around the ground, but there's not much else they can do. They're doing a good job of it, I think.
Decky, any thoughts on it?
Send the players into the schools.
Yes.
Send the players into the schools.
City CJ, any updates on a potential new ownership groups, and also would the prospect of a US multi-club ownership group excite you or scare you? Decky.
Scare me.
And this is Red Bull.
Scare me. Everything would scare me. Past that. Like, see the state of Drogheda at the moment and everything that's gone on up there in the last 10 days or last 7 days. You have like multi-club ownership costs Drogheda their place in Europe. Multi-club ownership from the United States may see that ownership group pull out of Drogheda on the back of like Joanna Byrne criticised the Israel-Ireland game. She was asked to stand down. She says it was because of that criticism. The owners say it's not. It was because of criticism of the FAI and UEFA. Yet the American owners criticised UEFA within an inch of their life when they were thrown out of Europe last year. So what's the truth? Where does it stand up? But you have these people from outside the country who don't really understand how local sport and local fucking football, like at a League of Ireland level, works. So that would be scary. But then you might end up with people who do understand it or who learn to understand it and learn to love it. So, like, if Travago pull, or it's not Travago, what are Trevelya, is it? Travago is the fucking the crowd Jurgen Klopp does the ad for. But, like, if the crowd in Drogheda were to pull out on the back of this, then it leaves Drogheda in the shit, like, you know? So, yes, you should always be scared. You should always be worried. You should always be treating things with kid gloves. But at the same time, it's just beyond us continuing the way we are. It's just... it's never going to fix itself with Dermot, unfortunately. And, you know, I don't think he wants to sell up. I don't think he wants to get out. I think if somebody made him the right offer, then he would. But I don't think he's inclined to believe that he's done anything wrong or that his poor ownership or his poor leadership is the reason the club is in the situation that it's in. I think Dermot will always believe that it was somebody else's fault. It was bad luck. It was the fans. It was the podcast. It was injuries. It was Tim Clancy. It was Ger Nash. But there's only one constant over the last 4 years. There's only one constant across Colin Healy, Liam Buckley, Richie Holland, Tim Clancy, Ger Nash. There's only one constant. So, in my view, that's where people are looking and are right to look.
Wayne, should the fan base have been more scared when that Dermot Usher appointment was first made?
I think we were just like fed up of just the whole Forest way, and we were kind of told that the club was kind of... The staff came on that meeting and said that I'm not going to say what they said, but you were on that, weren't you? You heard what they were saying.
Yeah, but that was the one, the Preston one. That was previous to it. Like, but it all links in. But
it all links in. Once you say yes to Preston, you're saying yes to fucking anyone who comes along. You know, you really are, unless it's someone you know who's dodgy. And to be honest, Dermot Usher, there was no time for fans to find out who he was. We just saw he was owner Sonus, and do you know, we had the podcast with him. And the first podcast, we were like, okay. Second podcast, we were like, oh, danger zone here. Like, we saw what we saw, and that's when all the shit happened.
But the thing is,
Dan, I still don't know why he ever came on that second podcast. I have no idea why. What good could come of that, knowing the strategy he was taking on that episode.
Yeah. As Carey says, we'll have to make sure that's a chapter in Carey's book as well. But like, we couldn't be scared of the Dermot Usher ownership at the time, Dan, because we were more scared of the Forrest ownership, because what we were being told was if we leave it in Forrest's hands, we're done. We're doomed. So therefore, we were giving it to Dermot because he was the one appointed by the Board of Management to take it on. There was nothing to be scared of because the fear was in sticking with what we had, even though, to be fair, some people did want to. And look, they were largely ridiculed for it. And I think those people can look at us who voted yes now and say, lads, you've a bit of blood in your hands, and they would be correct. But at the same time, we couldn't not sell the club because we were instructed to do so. And there was no other option, even if the Board of Management were saying, like, yes, we have to do this. But even if they weren't, the options were there was no other options. It's just that Dermot was the one brought forward by the FAI and then brought forward by the Board of Management. And that's where we was. There was nothing to be scared of. Anything that happens from here on in, you have to be scared of whoever would be next, no matter what.
I don't know, are you allowed to say this? Well, what's the number, Dermot, again from City CJ, what's the number Dermot would need to sell up? Figures I've heard is 5 mil to get him out the door. Thoughts?
2 mil.
2 million?
I believe, anyway.
Do you think that it's happening?
No.
Great.
I don't.
And you don't?
No, I don't. I don't think the club is valued.
I mean, do you think...
The club isn't valued 2 million. Just like the club has nothing. It has nothing. Only the contracts of the players. That's the only plus that the club has. They don't own any ground. They don't own a training ground. There's nothing there to value it at 2 million. I think on the Dermot has put in 2 million or so, and he wants back what he put in. And I'm not sure he's going to find somebody to give it to him. This is just my own take. You know, I'm saying 2 million, I think. Do you know?
Anyway, that's the last of the questions. It is now time for everyone's new favourite segment here on Toe Tap. SB of the Week.
This can only be one thing, is it?
It's time for the SBMBS of the Week.
I do love that ad. Jingle.
I don't know who did it. That AI is brilliant, to be fair.
It is, isn't it?
It sounds very lifelike. So this week we're back to nominations this week, Dan. There's only 2 nominations. But like I'll say it straight out, I'm unsure. Like I thought it was going to be a runaway winner. But like it's been a big week for some bollocks in around the league, like, to be honest with you, you know. So
he's building up here, lads. He's building it up.
First nomination is obviously Drogheda United. In general, as a whole thing, club, chairperson, fan base, everybody, like, you know, if you want a definition of some bollocks, like, here you have it. As I said, we were just talking about it there 2 minutes ago. The ownership, Dan McDonald was reporting that there was a meeting in America. Was it on Saturday or Sunday? I can't remember my days now, where they were discussing whether they were going to pull out or not on the back of the criticism that they had gotten from press and people online and supporters and everything else. Then you had the supporters going into Dundalk on Friday night, destroying Dundalk's pitch, causing absolute mayhem. You have the Minister for Sport, who nearly got nominated, but I decided to leave him off at the last minute because wouldn't be some bollocks. He'd be nominated for being a bollocks, and that's kind of not really what the award was about, you know. So he was not nominated in the end, but like, they do it all in front of him. He immediately suspends funding for League of Ireland pitches.
Can he do that? Sorry, interrupting. Can he just do that like that? Like,
I guess he can. He's the Minister for Sport. He has a lot of power. Like, yeah, you know. So, like, I don't know, Scott. It's just like he can definitely pull funding, and he can definitely, without having a cabinet meeting about it, he can definitely, because he's the Minister for Sport, so his word goes on sport. So you have all that out of Drogheda, and it was like, obviously earlier in the week, then there was going to be a clear cut winner, like, you know, which was Shamrock Rovers, 2-time defending champion, looking for the hat trick, and like you had the gambling last week, and now you've got the porn this week, and like it's hard to get ahead of that, like, you know, gambling, porn. I presume they'll do something with alcohol next week just for the golden triumvirate, you know, but like, how do you do a player announcement using a porn site or a Twitter porn account, you know? Look, I'll be open and honest. The account does exist on Twitter. As journalists, you know, you have to do your proper research and whatnot. So I can confirm that the account exists. But I'm convoluted. I don't know which way to go with it. Like, you know, it's the toe tap award. So if you want to jump in and say it should go to,
it has to be the triumvirate.
Do you think?
It has to be the Shamrock.
Do you think the porn outweighs the whole burning pitches? Yeah. We might just destroy our own club for something about something our chairperson said. Yeah.
No, I think Shamrock wins it. It has to be like.
Okay, lads. I genuinely, I was giving it to Drogheda. I think it outweighed Shams. But look, there's 2 votes for Shams, 1 vote for Shamrock. So,
three in a row.
3 in a row. It's unrivaled. It's unrivaled. And this,
if Shells managed to burn down their stadium next week, Shamrock Rovers are still going to win it, I think.
No. Like, you see, and this now is what it looks like, is that it's going to be Shamrock Rovers there, and that was never the intention. It was genuinely whoever some bollocks around the week.
It'll be Cork soon enough, I'd say.
Well, like, their 30 grand bid for Shawnee, that was a deserving winner that week. Like, there was no getting away from that. Like, I mean, that is a fair definition of some bollocks. Like, then last week you have the whole gambling sponsorship thing. Again, a very, very genuine example of, like, lads, that's some bollocks, that is, no, like, taking gambling sponsorship. I know you announce a signing using a porn site, like,
magic, really, is
like,
it?
that is some bollocks, like, isn't it? So yeah, I guess, look, tough decision this week, guys. It was definitely the toughest of the 3, but I guess if you're going for the hat trick, it has to be tougher than normal, like. So again, congratulations to Shamrock Rovers, 3rd-time winners of the Toe Tap SB
MBS.
Thanks, Dad. I couldn't even take
it myself. AI tune again, just so we can kind of listen to it again.
Oh yeah, well, it was good. We'll give him a round of applause now first.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, this is clapping now.
All right, okay. And do you want to play out with it again then?
Oh yeah, I think so. But whoever the AI person is.
It's time for the SBMBS of the week.
You better do it now next week when I'm not here. Lads, I won't be here next week now, so people better get their nominations. We got a few nominations. Shamrock were nominated.
Decky's gone again. Oh, will you get Decky back, please? You're going to get all these fucking people fucking sending in, we love Decky. It's true though, like.
Decky might win SB of the week just
Maybe.
for not being here. The Wayne Mullins Derby. Bray Wanderers are at home in the Cross this Friday. Wayne, excited for this one? You bring in the young fella. What's the crack?
Very excited. Yeah, has to be done. I'll probably choose my location of seating wiser though, because I think he was wrecking a lot of people. The guy sitting in front of us, the poor fella, was gone for the second half last week, so I kind of have to apologise to him. And there was a lot of less people in front of us actually in the second half last week. But look, it's the kids, like, get over it, like. I think we will batter. I think it's going to be 4-0. I think he might change it up a little bit. I think he might give Matt Murray a go. Is he going to play Murphy again? Will he start him again? Is it a bit? Maybe he will. I just think whoever we start is going to be 3 or 4 anyway. And we need 2.76 goals per game to get to the 100 goals this season. And we're on that now at the minute. So for everyone who laughed last week at me and constantly took the piss out of me in the forum, up yours, lads, because we're well on the way to 100 goals.
Dickie, well on the way to 100 goals after 2 weeks. Is it happening?
I've scored one in the 92nd minute in week 1, you know. But sure, look, that's football, like that's what it does to you. Yeah, look, I think like it's fucking Bray Wanderers, like continuity Cabinteely, like, do you know?
Well, they have 4 points, to be fair to them. They
have. Yeah, they drew at home to Longford on opening night.
Treaty.
Yeah, beat Treaty last weekend.
The magical manager that Tommy Barrett, like, you know.
The same Longford who got beaten by Cove Ramblers on Saturday night, and that's Cove who'd been beaten 3-0 by Wexford. Like, I mean, that's what Cork City fans were saying to themselves Friday night. How fucking bad were Cove the week before if Wexford beat them by 3-0 and we then went to Wexford and won 4-1? Like, this is what we said at the start of the season about teams in the division will just take points off each other left, right and centre, like, do you know?
Yeah.
And they won't take them off us. Of course, a few teams will take a point. We'll draw a few games, etc. But in the majority of times, we'll turn up and win the division at a canter. You know, 100%. We'll beat Bray Friday night. I've no doubt about it. I don't think he makes any changes. I think, you know, when you have a team that wins 4-1, unless there's one enforced, Harry Nevin is now available after his suspension. But I don't see him coming back into that side. I think he plays the same team. And
would you not mix it up a bit? Just kind of rotate it a little bit?
No? Not this early in the season. I could see him doing it, you know, but I think, no, you just want to get points on the board, get yourself off to a good start, you know, get yourself off to a solid start. As I said, win 4 in the trot, win 5 in the trot, whatever it might be. I don't see him doing that in the first round of games. Probably not the first 2 rounds of games. But look, yeah, like Bray drew 1-1 at home to Longford Town. They should have won that night. They missed a host of chances. But they gave Longford chances as well. And this is what we said about Wexford last week. Wexford were going to give us chances. They did. We took 4 of them. Do you know, Bray would give us opportunities on Friday night. And when you have Shawnee, Keats, Hands, and other players there who can finish, we're just going to take advantage of the opportunities that we're given. We know we're going to give up opportunities, but as we saw against Treaty, and we saw to a degree on Friday night against Wexford, teams won't have the ability to take the chances that we present as often as we have the ability to take the chances that they'll present to us. And I think 3-0, maybe 3-1, they might take we might give them a present somewhere along the line. But again, it's very hard to see there being issues for us. I think he'll want to play much quicker, much faster than we played against Treaty. I think last Friday night was much more like it for us, rather than what we saw against Treaty. And obviously there was reasons for that. First night on grass, all that kind of stuff. Stephen Elliott mentioned that on Friday night in the game afterwards. I don't know if any of you saw the thing he did with South Coast radio, but he referenced it was Wexford's first night in grass, you know. So I don't know, is this grass thing? There must be something.
There is a different bounce, like,
yeah, everybody's talking about it. So like, this will be 3 weeks in the trot and grass for us now. I would think we would play at a much higher tempo than we did against Treaty. I think we would play out much quicker than we did against Treaty. I think the cobwebs would be gone out of the legs, and I'd be expecting us to score 3 again and keep Wayne's target of 2.76 goals per game in our sights, you know.
Wayne, is it happening? Jimmy Corcoran goals as well, especially.
Sure. Long ball into the box, knock him in. Barry Robson knows what he's doing. Tell you now, we're going to batter these lads.
Go on. What score did you say?
I think it'll be 4-1. I think we're going to concede. I think we concede a goal a game on average. I think we will, because I just don't see us that sturdy at the back. 4-1.
All right, I'll say 3-0. Attendance wise at the Cross, Wayne, what are you thinking?
Depends on the weather. I reckon maximum 3,000.
Decky, I'd say we're looking more than 2.5, are we?
Oh, it was opening night, 3.5, wasn't it? But we won in Wexford now again, and we won well, 4-1. I'd say, I'd go with about the $3,000 as well, under 3,000.
Which is bigger than I thought we'd get this season, being honest. But look,
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if we are around 3 games. I think that's it, lads. You want to add before we wrap up?
Who's winning Love Island, Dan?
Lucinda and Sean, I'd say. There's a lot of love for them out there at the moment.
Yeah. I think it's nailed on now.
Right, that's it. Just like City's win on Friday.
Life, that's what you need to get.
What are you going to do next? What are you going to do for next hour, Dick?
Me, I'm
put the balls off yourself.
Bit of soda up there.
Download pod, put it all together, send it on to Ron. Probably stick the Everton United game on somewhere, and maybe even start editing the pod. Because I just that's the shit.
What's that purple thing in the background there?
Purple thing in the background. I can't see what you can see. That's a teddy bear. It's a monkey.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's my daughter's purple monkey.
Oh.
Sounds terrible, doesn't it?
No one else was thinking that.
Nobody said it like.
Yeah, that's.
Actually, what's that purple thing in the background?
Oh my goodness. Anyway. Okay, look, yeah,
right, lads.
We'll leave it there.
Adios.
Adios, lads.
Adios.
Cierro miedo, whatever the fuck your man says. What you say again?
Cierro miedo, buddies.
Hey there, Toe Tapper. This podcast is sponsored by NordVPN, and we have a deal of a lifetime. So listen up. Are you still surfing the web with all your personal info hanging out? That's like going to Fountainstown with your Mickey dangling for all to see. But fear not, my digitally exposed friend. NordVPN is here to hide your pecker. With NordVPN, you can cloak your online presence faster than the club counts gate receipts. Say goodbye to those pesky ad trackers and hello to streaming shows from all over the globe. Want to watch a dodgy stream without it buffering? NordVPN might just make it happen. And hackers trying to steal your data? They'll have better luck finding Kimberly Mikado in the tea room. NordVPN's got more layers of security than the VIP section on match day. So what are you waiting for? Get NordVPN today and surf the web with style, security, and a sprinkle of quirkiness. Go to nordvpn.com/ToeTap for our exclusive deal. It's practically free. You miserable.